Greetings, loved ones. Welcome back to another episode of Healing Wisdom with me, your favorite spiritual advisor, Empress Oracle. I hope everybody had a nice Valentine's Day, and if you were not able to be with the one you love the one you was with, which is yourself, okay? Which you should be doing anyway, you know what I'm saying? Just saying. So, on behalf of Starseed Galactic Federation, I have been given access to this knowledgeable information from my Akashic records for the purpose of helping humanity. This information is given directly to me as a divine channel, and any use or reproduction of this information without proper accreditation or acknowledgement from where it came from will result in instant karma for the plagiarizing parties or individuals. And so it is. So, today I wanted to talk to you guys about the death of the ego. Oh yes, the ego is a big thing. And a lot of times people feel as though ego, whenever they hear ego, because it sounds like a more masculine term, a lot of people tend to just categorize men as having ego problems. And that is false. Within everybody lies an ego, okay? Just like everybody has, a spirit. Everybody is supposed to have a soul, but some people sell theirs, whatever, but everybody also has ego, and everybody has a consciousness and stuff. And that is what helps you to decipher your decision-making process and the things that you want to do in life, what path you want to go, and basically your right mind or your wrong mind, what you choose to do. So Webster's dictionary has a few definitions for ego, but however, this one right here, it basically sums up everything that I'm trying to tell you. Ego, the one of the three divisions of the psyche in psychoanalytic theory that serves as the organized conscious mediator between the person and reality, especially functioning both in the perception of and adaptation to reality. So your ego has a lot to do with how you perceive reality. Your ego has a lot to do with how you, one, present yourself, and when you present yourself, how you want to be received by people. That a lot of that is ego based. A lot of that is ego driven. That's why there's a lot of people out here who they do things just for clout, because that's their ego. They're ego driven individuals who it does not matter what they do. It doesn't matter what type of attention they get, as long as they get attention. And for a lot of people, that is true. However, that always comes and bites you in the ass. Just as pride goes before the fall, death of the ego comes before the rising. And that is very true when you are on a spiritual journey. One thing that I have learned as somebody who is on a lifelong spiritual journey is that you are constantly going to have deaths of the ego in order to evolve and ascend and rise to the next level in your spiritual journey. It just has to happen, because whether we realize it or not, there are a lot of things that affect our ego that we may suppress from childhood. For example, a lot of things that happen, say if you were a child and you were an introvert as a child and you were very secluded, and then as you grew up, you felt as though you had to switch yourself and be a certain way in order to be perceived the way that you saw other people being perceived. Right? Now that could go for you in a good way, or that can go for you in a bad way, but that is your ego that made you feel that way, because as you evolve along your journey, you should come to realize that everybody is unique, everybody is different, and we were made that way on purpose, because one of the top lessons for us to learn during our lifetime is to be comfortable with being yourself. Be comfortable with being your unique individual self. Everybody has their own sense of individuality, and it is your job to learn to embrace that. Not let your ego hinder you with that, right? Or not let other people's ego hinder you from expressing your true self and cultivating your true self. But it's up to you to say, fuck y'all, and grasp and embrace and love who you are. Basically, our ego gives us a false sense of perception, just like I said, for ourselves and others, and even a sense of false entitlement. And we see that. I don't even have to name any names, because, all of us are aware this is the age of social media and everything is online. So, we see people all throughout social media, online, in the tabloids, in various industries, who Their ego has given them a false perception of themselves. Whereas, although, yes, they may have good things going for themselves, it would be even better if they kind of swallowed one of those ego pills and learn how to express that in a different and a better way, right? It would benefit others instead of stressing people the fuck out. We have to be reminded that it's not in our time, it's in God's time. I'm going to repeat that part again because I always have to remind myself, and sometimes my angels and my guides have to remind me that certain things that I want don't happen in my time, they happen in God's time. And I'm here to remind some of you guys who may be feeling down because especially during the holidays, especially right now, you know, it's the time of love. A lot of people may not be with who they want to be with. They may be alone or whatever. And you're wondering why me? Everything happens in God's time, not in your time. Don't let your ego make you feel like you're behind the power curve or you need to settle or rush and do something or be with somebody that you don't want to be with. I don't know who that message was for, but I hope you got it, girl or boy, okay? We have to be reminded that it's not in our time, it's in God's time. And time is linear, so it will happen according to destiny when it is supposed to happen after. And I repeat, after you have learned certain lessons and passed certain tests. And that is something that you will also come to realize along your spiritual journey. And that's why a lot of people start off with spirituality. You know, a lot of people jumped on it as a trend and then they let it go once they realize that true spirituality involves work. It involves a lot of inner work. It involves a lot of ego deaths. As you come to learn yourself and learn your true purpose and what you're really here for and the true meaning of balance and flow and harmony, your ego has to die numerous of times. And a lot of people can't handle that. They're not willing to do the work. They are unable to heal. And please don't let that be you. Don't let that be you. All right? Tests are always going to happen. Tests always take more than one form because the devil comes in more than one disguise. So be patient. That's another reason why a lot of people tend to give up on their spiritual journey is because they're like, well, damn, I thought that going on this spiritual journey would be easier. It would make life easier than before. However, your life is going to be easier. You have to believe, you have to trust the process. Trust the process, sis. Trust the process, right? But during that time, the same way when you were living in life, living like a rock star and stuff, and you was dealing with all different types of men or females and situations, having different jobs, tests are going to take different forms because everybody I know should ask for a lot from the universe, from spirit, from source, from divine, from God, whatever you would like to call your higher being. You should expect a lot because you deserve a lot. That's why you're here. Right? So therefore, you are going to have a lot of different tests in various ways, shapes, and forms because this is a big world we live in and there are a lot of demons out here. There are a lot of people that are going to try to test you. There are a lot of obstacles you're going to have to overcome. And if God gives you everything that you want all at once and you've never dealt with certain situations, how are you going to handle it? He doesn't want you to lose everything. So therefore, he has to make sure that you're thoroughly prepared. So please be patient, guys. You know, and for me saying that, that is a lot because patience is something that I constantly have to learn. I constantly have to refresh and remind myself. However, when you know what God has for you, you know. So just be patient. Keep taking those ego deaths. Keep learning. Keep passing those tests and keep evolving. Right? Sometimes your ego will blind you to certain things. And until you remove those rose-tinted glasses, they will always be hidden obstacles and blockages. And that's something that I realized with my last ego death that I had. And I was very shocked and surprised that I was having one. I was like, what the fuck? Wait a minute. Stop. Wait a minute. Spirit. I thought we already went through this. Why is this happening to me again? Same shit, different toilet. And what I was told is that this is the issue that you did not see. Sometimes you don't see things that are going on in the background. And sometimes spirit has to shake things up and move things around. You know what I'm saying? Slap you awake, wake you up, snap you out of it, and make that ego die so you can see what's really going on inside and outside of the veil so that you can move accordingly for your greatest good. That's all I'm saying. I know I said a lot in a little bit of time, but you know, I like to keep things short and sweet, just like me. But no, for real, guys, for real. In this day and age, there's a lot of egos. There's a lot of wars going on. There's a lot of spiritual warfare going on. And a lot of people are resisting their ego deaths, or they're fighting it. Or when their ego takes a blow, they crumble and fall, and they are having a hard time picking themselves back up, thinking positive, right? Looking at the glass as half full instead of half empty. And I'm here to tell you guys, don't worry about your ego death. If something doesn't work out the way that you wanted to, or the way that you thought to, in the time that you thought that it was supposed to, don't worry about it. God's rejection is God's protection. Keep having faith. Take it from me. Take it from me. Keep having your faith. All right? Everything is going to work out. That's just your ego telling you that you did not do it in time. Time is linear, and it's not in your time. Don't let your ego talk you out of your destiny. Keep pushing forward. That's for everybody who's on a journey, even those who haven't started. If you're seeing this, it's for a reason. I say this and I leave this message with you guys, full of love, full of light. And I'm telling you, keep pushing, okay? And if you need any assistance along your journey, crystals can definitely help you to ground. They can help to draw out the things that need to be healed inside of you, and they can help to balance you and enhance your creativity, stimulate your mind, and anything else that you need. There's so many benefits and uses. Feel free to go on my Etsy shop, Empress Oracle Shop, and check out my selection that I have for everybody. I also do custom orders. With that being said, guys, be blessed. Have a wonderful week, and I love you all.